Alright everyone, I believe this is recording right now. I don't know why I always do this, but I've actually timed myself, so this should only be a 16-minute video, and I have prepared some notes to keep me on track as well, and that way it's not too much of a freestyle video. There's a little bit more of structure to help keep me on track and flowing. So this is the second behind the scenes post-production video for my Love Summer graphic novel, and the first video, if I'm not mistaken, because to my recollection, I have posted 2 videos to my Patreon page, but I think the one that focused on character design, I had just focused on the 2 main characters, and today I will be focusing on 2 of the 3 supporting characters. One, of course, is best friend to Noah, and the other is the best friend of Brianna. And so let's just get right into it. So we're going to look at Alyssa first, and let me just slide this over. And so here are some initial sketches for Alyssa, and I believe, let me get a brush size that I can, you can see my pointer. I think that works, right? You can see that? Okay. Yes, let's just go with that. And so with Alyssa, this was pretty much my first drawing. Let me create a second layer to. Okay, so this was my first initial sketch, and although it's the 3rd sketch on this page, I'd sketched it on another page, and I just simply moved it to the side. Why? I don't know. But so yeah, this was actually my first sketch, and I wanted to work with just a more 3/4 profile, and so I went ahead with this, and I pretty much liked the way this turned out, and so I went ahead with this, and I just drew a few different, well, I shouldn't say a few, really, just a couple different angles. I wanted to really focus on just her emotion, and tying in some of her character traits that I wrote as far as her character study. And so she is not so confident as Brianna is, and so she tends to fall under her shadow, and so but that's part of her character, but she has other areas that she is confident in, and so I was just trying to just get some of those feelings evoked here. And so, but basically, I mean, that's actually going more on a different level of character design that I'm not initially wanting to get into right now. So these were the sketches for Alyssa. This was pretty much, there we go. So this was pretty much the one that I wanted to go with. I decided to go with, actually. And so, you know, it felt like it was high school look, you know. I just felt like I hit the appearance that I wanted, and so I went with this. And so I took this sketch and then I added color to it, and this is slightly different. If I can, let me do this for a quick second. Let me remove that. I just want to do a side-by-side shot. I like that I have this timer. I can see that I'm already 5 minutes in, and I guess if I want to keep it at 16 minutes, it means it's 8 minutes per character. Not necessarily, but you know. So I'm going to come over here and let's see. Okay, that is not what we wanted. Did I? Oh, you know what? Oh, that's why. All right, so let's do it again. I didn't really select the layer that I wanted, so here we go. Now here we go. So these things will happen. So basically, you know, I kept the same, you know, hairstyle. Nose structure is slightly different, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same. And although I do like this look, it felt more junior high than senior high, and so I wanted more of a senior high look. And so what I did was I adjusted her appearance. Sorry, I thought I had it loaded in to a more senior high look. And so our facial structure, it's a little bit elongated. Hopefully that's the right word I want to use, but it's just longer. It's a little more narrow and not so much round and plump. So you know, the facial lines are a lot more sharper, to indicate maturity and growing. Didn't want to add too much lines to her face because it's still senior high, so don't want to make her look like she's a young adult, but that she's a teenager, but just not a junior high teenager. So you compare that to this and get the size just right. You can see the difference. So that's Alyssa. So this is the Alyssa that I've decided to officially go with the final production of Love Summer. My phone timer just went to screensaver, and I don't know how much time I have now. And so this is the behind the scenes with Alyssa. So as you can see, going from initial sketches as such, you know, I pretty much erased all of the construction lines, because maybe that'll be another video, and because you know, I don't just go directly into like a finished sketch like this. You know, I have construction lines that I still use. It just helps me to keep just the facial structure in place. And by that I mean just making sure that the eyes and the nose and the mouth and chin are in proper alignment. And so once you've I've done the whole anatomy drawings and stuff like that, so I don't really need it, but it's still very helpful. You can do the center line like that, so, but I'll leave that for another time, and show you some of my steps with that. Alright, so it's a little over 10 minutes. I'm going to go into the character design of Jacob. So, not this Jacob. So, with most of my characters, I usually have a few sketches. But with Jacob, there are instances where I simply go with my first sketch, and it's because I feel like it's spot on as far as the character design that I have in mind, the way that I want them to look, and if it comes together with that first drawing, I just simply go with it. I try not to box myself into a certain pattern of drawing multiple sketches and then deciding. Sometimes I need to do that because the character design is not what I'm looking for, and it's just very helpful to not settle. And so from drawing a few different designs, it just helps that process. But with certain character designs, I am able to just simply draw right away the character that I have in mind, and it just works out where it's just one sketch. And once I do that, then I will let me see if I have the construction lines on this. I may I do, so I will remove, actually let me remove the background as well. So I'm just removing all of the color layers. And even the ink. Well, that was an ink copy. So, and let's see if okay, so I cleaned up my sketch lines too. So, alright, so this was the very first sketch I used, and then I basically, once I did the sketch of this and I did my ink line work, I made a copy, so that way I could have multiple copies to apply different color themes to. So that way, the hair color, skin color, that way it can help me decide what I want to go with. And so let me remove that and remove that. So having 3 copies, then I simply go into I think I am getting close to my time limit. Yes, there's 14 minutes, so I have a minute and a half. So I'm not going to go through each layer, I'm just going to apply each layer. There we go, skin tune. I don't need to worry about applying the sketch. So, and then the background layer is just it just helps the images pop a little bit more, but I honestly don't really have a super preference, but we'll just put them on for now. So certain things that I know I want. So eye color, I want enough green. I may just simply make variations as far as like, what type of green, emerald green or more like hazel green. But if it's basically green or blue, that's pretty much set in stone. But as far as like hair color, I just try different clothing colors just to see what works and what, just what organically sort of matches together. And then that's what I do. Man, it's already 15 minutes. So I decided with this one here. I like the color scheme of his hair, and of course glasses is a part of his character study, and so that all stays as default. And so that's how and then plus also his color scheme here. It's just a little too pale. This was slightly a little bit too olive. I think I can recall that olive. And this was a color tune that I wanted to go with, and so yeah, all those things play part in my creation process as well, and for all of my characters. And so that way, there's variation, and also just help make my community or universe as diverse as I desire it to be. So I think there was some more things I wanted to do, but I am over 16 minutes. But basically, once I have the facial profile done, then I will go into just a full scale drawing of what they would look like in their uniforms. And so that's Alyssa, and it's standard uniform for both the male and female students. And then this, of course, is Jacob's school uniform design. It's loading up. My phone keeps shutting down. So I'm at 17 minutes, and so this is, come on, and this is Jacob. Not too fond of his hand position, but it was just something I wanted to give him more sort of like a contemplative look. And that's Jacob there in his standard uniform as well. So guys, I'm gonna cut it there. It's 18 minutes. Sorry, this is a little shorter. I think this is shorter. I'm not sure. It could be longer. But I just want to do a video where the video is not sped up, but you can see it at normal speed. And so there may be times when I will do another video, or I will do a video where it is sped up, but I was just trying to just keep it normal speed, and in that way my commentary is completely synced with what is on the screen. So thanks again for just your time for viewing this, and your support. I truly appreciate it, even if you're just viewing, or for those who have partnered with me monetarily. I just thank you for just your support with Love Summer, and stay tuned for future pages to come, and until then, have a great day. Peace.